right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, right, left, 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 right, left.
Please be seated. The vocalist for today's national anthem was the renowned Young Men's Chorus of Jacksonville. Let's give those gentlemen a hand. Just in the 4 years I've been doing it, I've been watching those gentlemen grow up. Some of them are getting quite tall and they're probably about to age out of the Young Men's Children's Choir, I would imagine, right? This morning's flyover was conducted by the United States Coast Guard Air Station Savannah. We did have one. There was supposed to be two, but one of them had to go on a SAR mission, so that real-world work came into play. So thankfully they're out there saving one of our boaters or somebody else who's in trouble that needs it. So thankfully for our Coast Guard, they're out there. Ladies and gentlemen, the sounds of freedom, yes, give them an applause. The sounds of freedom you just heard is audible evidence of the impact that the military has in the city of Jacksonville. The men and women of our active duty military and the 150,000 veterans in the area are an integral part of the fabric of our community. And now I'd like to introduce another integral part of that fabric. It's my honor to introduce to you City Council President Aaron Bowman, who is also the Senior Vice President of Business Development for the JAX USA Partnership, where he leads the business recruitment and expansion efforts for Northeast Florida Regional Economic Development Team. Aaron served 28 years in the United States Navy and retired as a captain after serving as the commanding officer of my favorite naval station Mayport. And please help me with a warm welcome for our City Council President, the Honorable Aaron Bowman.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Bill. Wow, if you could see what I see here, the support this community has for the military is just unbelievable. Well, good morning, and on behalf of the mayor, the city council, and a grateful city, I'm humbled and honored to welcome you to this sacred location to pause and reflect on the lives and service of those who gave all to our nation. I'd like to give a special welcome to our Gold Star families, and also our D-Day veterans. Very special to have you here. Like many people in Jacksonville, it was the Navy that brought me to this great city. And like many people, my wife Debbie and I chose to stay here in Northeast Florida when I retired from active duty. Every year, thousands of veterans choose to make Jacksonville their home because it's a patriotic community that loves and cares for our military and our veterans. You know, I've lived and traveled across the United States, and there's no better place for an active duty or veteran to call home. 1 in 4 Jacksonville residents are directly connected to the military by being on active duty in the Guard, Reserves, or a veteran, or a family member. That's one of the reasons why our city government has a Military Affairs and Veterans Department who planned and organized this event today. Thank you, Bill Span, thank you, Harrison, and thank you for your amazing staff putting this together, and it was a lot of work. Last year, they served almost 10,000 veterans and family members. That's over 38 people a day that came in needing help and walked out the door being served. Symbolic of Jacksonville's commitment is the wall behind me. It's the largest memorial wall outside of Washington, D.C., and the only wall to honor all 6 services. Etched in the stone are the name of Jacksonville's 1,700 noblest sons and daughters. And today, on this Memorial Day, we have the names of 4 more. The names behind me and many of you with us today in the audience through service and sacrifice have guaranteed the freedoms that we enjoy. Thank you. As a community, we are eternally grateful, and we will never forget.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate you being with us. It is now my pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker for today's program. Craig R. McKinley served for 38 years in the Air Force. He retired as a 4-star general in November of 2012. His last assignment was as Chief of the National Guard Bureau, where he also served as a member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. General McKinley received his commission in 1974 as a distinguished graduate of the ROTC program at Southern Methodist University. General McKinley is a highly decorated command pilot with more than 4,000 hours, primarily in the T-38, F-106, F-16, and F-15 aircraft. Additionally, he has been pilot in command in the C-131 and C-130 operational support airlift aircraft. In 2017, he was selected by the Secretary of Defense to be the National Guard Chair of the Employer Support, or the National Chair of the Employer Support Guard and Reserve, ESGR, where he currently leads 4,000 volunteers nationally